when I was nursing, it took me a while to realize that a lot of the nurses and all of the doctors kind of live under that glass ceiling that is medicine. And you'd meet nurses who never felt like their nursing was enough because they were surrounded by doctors. And I used to mountain bike with doctors that we'd go on rides and we'd stop to eat, and they'd go, I was talking to my buddy the other day in England where we studied, and we were in a band and we did really well. We were doing really well. And he's made fellow or something now, and he said to me he regrets, and his only regret is that they didn't just keep playing music. And this is one of my buddies who's pressed up against that glass ceiling, and he's a wonderful, top of the game, excellent money, absolute flexibility, life laid out for him, emergency registrar. And he could stop there, but they don't know how to. He has good contentment, though. He's good with his contentment. Music's kind of like that, and you got to remind yourself to be content. And it's I find it easy. I dream and wish for so much more, just to be able to create all the music I want to make and bring it to people, and basically perform the shows that I want to play. But you got to have contentment, or you got to look at where you are in any moment. I mean, shit, man, we're like in like the hills above Tucson. I never even knew I'd be here. It's funny. So if you can't be content, but music's obviously like that, I mean, he doesn't go into it thinking they're gonna be like famous or something.
Got a dream, man.
Yeah. But it's hard to, when the thing you dream about is something that's so contrived in the human psyche, like it's MTV, it's massive loud radio stations, it's everywhere in our face, it's popular culture, it's hard to know that there are other paradigms within it that you can aspire to, or that you can create all for yourself. Mm-hmm. There's a band in Australia called Those Bloody McKennas, and they're a family, and it's so hard to be on the road and make anything like a living in Australia, and that's why I moved to Canada. And they make a living, and they go around and around, and they had to have contentment. They work day jobs. I think they're all professionals, so they've definitely created a niche for themselves. But that's the whole thing, is not wanting some crazy shit show, just wanting to do the work that you want to do, finding a way to do that. It's pretty tricky, not only to create it, but to be content in what your journey is in it.
That's a huge word, content. It means something different for everybody.
I'm definitely content with what I do, but there is this totally juxtaposed yearning for playing certain shows. Just playing certain shows, that's about it. Playing certain shows and be able to record all the albums I want to record, to afford to record them, even if they don't sell or anything.
It's like Red Rocks. Everybody wants to play Red Rocks. Sometime in my career, man, I'm going to play Red Rocks.
I don't. I'd like to play. There's a lot of natural places I've been that you could bring in a couple generators and throw a good concert. Those are the places I'd like to play. There's this place called Noons up behind the Blue Mountains, behind Sydney. Oh my God. It's made for a festival. It's unbelievable. Big kind of box canyon, huge soaring cliffs, sandstone cliffs, and this big campground that kind of goes down. It kind of flows very gently downward. You put the stage there, and there'd just be a natural sort of curve to the whole land for the people to be able to see over each other's heads. And yeah. I'm a child at heart, there's no denying, but I'm pulling my weight, or at least I'm trying. Like anybody, I find I'm drawn to things that sometimes seem all wrong. I carry on, I get carried away. I'm a ship in the night that goes your way, but you're the light on the hill that draws me on. You are the shape of me come the dawn. When I'm considering solid occupations, I see us waiting on a dime for a week's vacation. So in spite of my current situation, I'm gonna try to live up to what you'll be living up to. There's a ring in my head and a bowl on the table. There's a list in my hand that starts at my shoulder. You are the cause for all I ever do, though it takes me away and keeps me from you. Like anybody, I'm short on time, but I'm making every minute mine. When I'm considering solid occupations, I see us waiting on a dime for a week's vacation. So in spite of my current situation, I'm gonna try to live up to what you'll be living up to. Considering solid occupations, you see us waiting on a dime for a week's vacation. So in spite of my current situation, I'm gonna try to live up to what you'll be living up to. Ooh, ooh.